Good morning, viewers. I am delighted to welcome you to this episode of NIMASA podcast. I remain your host, CHUKWUMA MOGHALU. Today, Friday, the 20th day of October 2023, we will discuss the use of e-library in maritime development. As the name implies, the E in e-library represents electronic, also referred to as digital library. This is a collection of documents in an organized digital form. It's available in disk, in the internet, or even the cloud storage. Having given you a little background, it's time to ask a little questions. Joining us live in the NIMASA podcast studio is someone very knowledgeable. She is the head of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency's e-library, and of course, the official librarian of NIMASA. Please welcome HAJIYA AISHA ASKIRA. You are welcome, madam. Ma, we would like to share in your knowledge. A lot of people have tuned in live this morning to participate in this program, and to the best of my ability, NIMASA seems to be amongst the few agencies and establishments within the maritime industry in Nigeria that has an e-library that is accessible not just to staff, to stakeholders, and also to the general public. If I may ask, what is the use of an e-library in maritime development, Ma?
Well, good morning, viewers.
Good morning, Ma.
And thank you for inviting me here today
You're welcome.
to give highlights on the use of e-library in maritime development. Let me first start by explaining what e-library is all about. Electronic library is a set of documents available through electronic means by the use of digital technology that allows for retrieval, preservation, and dissemination of those documents. NIMASA Library operates a hybrid type of library, having both the electronic library and the hybrid type of library. It provides information that supports the agency in pursuing its goals and objectives. It incorporates both the physical and electronic type of resources and services. We have books available, journals, and other maritime related documents. All this is as a result of this present management commitment and drive to have a knowledge-based maritime administration in the country. NIMASA Library, electronic library, is one of the first libraries among the organizations, especially government organizations, that have e-library, who can boast of being one among the top in government organizations. The library provides information resources and is open to students, is open to staff, to maritime industry stakeholders, researchers and academicians, and the general public upon presentation of a valid means of identification. And that means of identification is either your international passport, your national ID card, or your driver's license. These are the acceptable means of identification by the NIMASA Library. We have resources available on all the IMO conventions, all IMO publications is all available, both online, and the hard copy is available in the conventional library.
Okay.
We have resources on maritime safety, marine environment and pollution, maritime security, maritime labor, maritime law, NIMASA publications, we have projects, theses, and dissertations, as the organization has been sending staff, sponsoring staff, and seafarers to go. Yes, we have been having their thesis. All is available in the library. Yes.
Okay, so having said that, and how accessible the library is to the general public, including information that can be found within the library space, database, journals, and all what have you, and the means of identification for those that want to access the NIMASA e-library and the library in general have to come with forms of identifications, particularly the national ID card, or maybe the driver's license and passport, national, international passport. Okay, having said that, let's have a view at what are the advantages, the strength of having an accessible, efficient, and sufficient e-library within this industry.
Yes. We provide various types of services to develop for intellectual development of the maritime industry.
Of course.
We have web-based services. We have selective dissemination of information. We have current awareness services. We have interlibrary loan services. We borrow books for our users, stakeholders, and so have you. We have local and international and internal information in digital format. We can share it with our users. We have reprographic, binding and reprographic services, whereby we provide printing, binding, and photocopying services for our users. Our library spaces are available for our users and stakeholders, staff, users, staff, stakeholders, and anyone coming to the library that is registered will have you have access to our library spaces. You have group projects. You know, libraries now are unlike before. They are now the maritime library in the maritime domain is a game changer. You can come to the library, you can have access to our spaces and use it for your other teamwork, for your project research. Yes, all this is available in our NIMASA library because we have space. The spaces we use it for those maritime activities. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So if I got right, the advantages of the e-library, the benefits, if I may say, boosting maritime knowledge, having information very accessible to those that want to have those information, technological integration, and it's more or less like, should I call it an official reference house to maritime informations as well. Can it be referred to as that, ma'am?
Yes, you can even call it maritime repository of maritime resources.
Correct.
Because most of what we have, as I said earlier, this is a special type of library. Mainly, what we have is on the maritime sector. Yes, it's unlike we don't have. You cannot come here and get resources on aviation,
engineering.
Anything you're looking for is on maritime. Is on shipping. Yes. That's all we have.
So it's a maritime e-library, accessible to people, interested parties in the maritime domain.
Yes.
So even the seafarers is like more or less like a promotion of seafarers education. Because they can go there to gain more education on their field and all of that. Okay, that's good to know, and it's a very great development for the JAMO-led administration of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. So having looked at that, you know that for everything in life, there's like where you have like the SWOT analysis, where you check the strengths, you have to check the weaknesses. So if I may ask, what are the challenges facing the usage of e-library in the maritime space?
Well, the challenges, whatever that has advantages must also have a disadvantage.
Correct.
But I want to tell you here that the advantages outweighs
Okay.
the disadvantages.
Good.
So the disadvantages we have here is like, like they said, data is life.
Yes, correct.
Because for you to access e-library on any device, you need to have access to internet.
Correct.
So internet is very, very key in accessing the e-library. Yes. So for you to access the e-library, internet service is
involved.
Is a challenge.
Yes,
Sometimes, it depends. You have this network here. This network doesn't work here, or it will work somewhere
else.
So internet is one of our challenge. Yes. And another challenge is e-library is prone to cyber security.
Yes.
So such
hackings and all of that.
Hacking, yes. But this NIMASA library that operates 24 hours 7 is a licensed e-library. So we are licensed. We are a bit protected, let me say, to certain extent, because we pay subscription annually for the license. So it's a bit
high anti-risk.
Yes, anti-risk. Yes. So we have a bit of a challenge when it comes to that. Sometimes another one apart from the cyber issue. It has to do with the gadgets.
Okay.
Sometimes, the gadgets are expensive.
Yes. Not everybody can afford it.
Not everybody can afford it.
Okay.
That is why NIMASA has established this on-site e-library.
Okay.
The on-site, most of the people that come on-site in the library are students.
Okay.
And most of these students and researchers, they don't have access to the e-library, to the internet.
Yes.
They don't have access to maybe having a laptop or desktop. Yes.
Yeah.
So when they come to the library, we assist them, we guide them, we help them do their searches.
Okay.
And we have provided the NIMASA on-site e-library has internet connectivity.
Oh, okay, correct.
We have
great.
internet connectivity, and we provide electronic library services for people and staff. Yes, for even students and the researchers. For even within the community, people come to the library to access the e-library and to use the library resources.
Yes, that makes it very accessible.
Yes.
So whether you have a gadget that is accessible to the online space, where you need to check all these things and access the e-library, you also have the opportunity to grace the library premises, where there's an on store, should I say, facility where this internet access is easily accessible.
Yes.
So even in as much as we have sometimes you have the internet service providers falling short on network services and all of that, there's still some type of way that the agency makes it possible for you to access the internet space to have these informations in the e-library.
And also for now, our library services are free, because we needed to encourage people to come on board and access this e-library. And even the physical library, we don't charge. We don't charge.
I must say that is a commendable feat.
Yes, but for those people that charge, e-library access is expensive. But for NIMASA library, for now, we don't charge. It's free, and we encourage all Nigerian students, researchers, maritime stakeholders
to take advantage,
and the general public to take advantage of these services to come and access the electronic library services in the maritime domain. Yes.
So you all have heard, you've heard clearly, you've heard loudly, and this is the head librarian, the e-library of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, inviting you all to come and experience what it is like having to use the electronic library of the agency free of charge. That's good. So, as we know, e-learning in the present day to day, e-learning is present in the maritime domain, and it has gradually become a widespread form of learning, a widespread form of education transfer, as it allows users to access information and, of course, data. How would you advocate for better or for more usage of these e-libraries in boosting learning experience? Like we've discussed in the past few minutes, people are not very aware that things like this exist or things like this are present, or when they hear the e-library of one agency, they believe, before I can access it. So how do you encourage people, more especially stakeholders and players within the maritime domain, to have more access, to encourage usage of the e-library in boosting learning experience?
Thank you for this question. Yes, e-library is part of e-learning.
Correct.
One thing with us in Nigeria, we don't want to read.
Yes.
And it's only when you read in all spheres of life. Are you young? Is it a child? Is it an adult? Is it a teenager? Are you old?
I remember growing
At
up.
any age.
Sorry to cut it short. Growing up, there used to be one saying they said if you want to hide a secret from a Nigerian man, put it in a book.
Yes.
I hope not. All right.
So you read to learn.
Correct.
You learn to acquire knowledge, to gain knowledge. And when you gain the knowledge, that is when you'll be able to make informed decisions.
Correct.
At whatever stage of your life, you need to learn. And you learn by reading. When you learn, you gain knowledge.
Correct.
Then you gain that knowledge and make informed decisions.
Correct.
In whatever you're doing.
Yes.
So in the maritime industry, most people are not aware of this information.
Yes, innovation as well.
Yes. All the innovations, all the technologies, all that is happening in the industry, they are not aware of it. It's all in the books. The books are there for them. You need to come and read them and learn. You learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Again. Correct.
And relearn again.
Correct.
Because you learn. When you learn, you gain. When you gain that information, after some time, that information you discard it.
Yes,
because it's stale. Yes, it's stale. So you discard it. That is unlearn. Then you go back and again and relearn. When you're relearning, you're updating what you have previously
understood and learned.
Yes.
Correct.
So you get updates. So we need to change.
And that update is constant.
It's constant. Yes, and change is constant.
Correct.
So you learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Relearn again.
And where do you need to do all this? You go on webinars.
Okay.
Webinars is one of the e-learning. Yes, it's part of e-learning. What we're doing here is part of e-learning because people will learn from what I'm saying.
Yes.
They will know from what I'm saying.
Correct.
So it's part of e-learning.
Correct.
Online courses. Online trainings is part of e-learning. And we are into collaboration. We want to go into more collaboration with other maritime institutions so that we collaborate. All that collaboration too is part of the e-learning
process.
So yes, we are also going on sensitization, like advocacy, to sensitize our staff and maritime stakeholders within Lagos and outside of Lagos. Yes, to sensitize our staff and stakeholders on the use and accessibility of the e-library. Yes. So if you do that, that is when people will come to learn. When they learn, they will be able to make informed decisions. And all these services is being provided for the intellectual development of the maritime industry. Correct. Yes, it's for the development of the maritime sector because you need to read. You cannot just go to anywhere and and start saying, how do you do this? You need to be informed. You need to
gain
be
knowledge.
aware. You need to gain that knowledge for you to be able to execute whatever you want to do.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Having said that, coming to memory, I think one of the advantages of an e-library that hits me the most is the fact that it's very good even for the visually impaired, because in that kind of space now where normally in the conventional library where they have to go and read books, now they don't have to go and read books. They can listen. They can listen to books. So these are advantages of the e-library and the e-learning experience in general. So considering that e-library falls under e-learning, how can we grow and fully take advantage of e-learning? How can we develop it?
Yes. Okay. Yes, we can develop this e-learning concept by organizing more of e-learning programs and activities.
Okay.
We need to go on webinars. We need to bring our people online on board to tell them all about the maritime industry.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. All about the blue economy. We now have this present government has established a new Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, which is a very welcome development in the industry. This one will allow people to know what is this blue economy all about. Fine. Let me even take this opportunity and tell you that with this blue economy is available. All the information resources you need to know about blue economy is available in the library. All you need to do is just come to the library, contact us. If you can't walk down to the library, contact us. Our contact addresses, phone numbers, emails, we're all on the NIMASA social media. Contact us and we'll give you all the information you need about the blue economy. Blue economy is all about the sea and the sea resources.
Yes.
It's all about the diversification of our economy, from oil to the blue economy. It's all about it. So if you need more, I will urge all the maritime stakeholders, in fact the general public, let them come on board. Take a visit to the NIMASA library. Are you a businessman? Are you an entrepreneur? Because the economy, the blue economy, is all about you.
Yes, correct.
It's all about our people, means of improving livelihood of our people. It's means of sustainability of the marine and coastal services areas we have around. All they need to do is just come to the library. You will gain that knowledge. You will learn all about what is the blue economy all about. We are very much ready for you. We are very much ready to give you the information. Is it the physical, the hard copy you need, or the digital copy? We are ready to send it to you. So that is how we want to encourage people to come on board and have access to the library. Yes, facilities.
Thank you very much.
And we also have a very conducive atmosphere.
Yes.
Our addresses is there on the contact us. Our addresses is there. All you need to do is just fill out that form and submit. Then we can now send you your login details. You want us to see you physically, or you want us to get in touch with you digitally. We are ready for that.
Oh, thank you very much. Having said that, I'm happy you brought us to bear the link within the maritime domain. I was so happy when you mentioned something pertaining to the deep blue, and even how resources pertaining to the deep blue can be found in the library. Some time ago we had a very special guest who is an expert in the deep blue, in person of I think Dr. Awa Bamanga, who came to enlighten us. So it's good to know that the e-library, the NIMASA library, is a center where even informations of the deep blue that you wish to know and wish to update yourself with can be found there. So having said that, I need to state clearly that other types of digital resources that can be integrated into the e-library are also the digital archives. It could be the database, it could be online journals, it could even be virtual museums and virtual picture stories. Having said that, the opening of the e-library by the agency, by Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has shown beyond rhetoric that it is committed to bequeathing treasured assets to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the global maritime community. That will be all for today. Thank you for making our time, to visit the NIMASA podcast studio. We are delighted for you gracing us on this episode. We indeed appreciate your presence. So that will be all for today. You can watch this program again on our YouTube channel at NIMASA Official. And don't forget to subscribe to all our social media platforms at NIMASA Official. See you next time right here on NIMASA Podcast. Enjoy your weekend and bye for now.
Thank you.